You can take a few moments to close your prayer books. I'm going to share some words of reflection. In 2018, a week after the shooting at Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette displayed a big, bold Hebrew letters. Right beneath the dateline, the first four words of Kaddish, Yitgadal v'Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, glorified and sanctified be God's great name. On the Post-Gazette's website, the same four words appeared on every page, sharing a banner with the paper's own name. This was a bold decision, one that impacted Jews everywhere and showed solidarity not only with Pittsburgh's Jews, but with Jews worldwide, as nearly every Jewish person and many fellow travelers know Kaddish, some by heart. Ironically, this prayer that touches nearly every Jewish soul makes no mention of death or mourning, speaks only about sanctifying God's name, and is written in Aramaic, a now arcane and obscure language. But perhaps the language, the words, and even their meanings aren't what give this prayer its power. As author Anita Diamond wrote in her book, Saying Kaddish, Kaddish is more than the sum of its words. First and foremost, it is an experience of the senses. Like music, there is no understanding Kaddish without hearing and feeling it and letting go of the words. That the recitation of words and feeling it and letting it go, and that recitation, long dead language, can remain a source of consolation, and it testifies to the fact that Kaddish transcends language. Its comforts are rooted in the pre-verbal ways of knowing, like a mother's heartbeat against the infant ear. Kaddish makes an elemental sound, natural as rain on a wooden roof, and as human as a lullaby. In addition to being a profession of faith and a doxology, it is also a mantra and a meditation. In rhythmic repetition of syllables and sounds, the list of praises is kind of an incantation. Yitgadal v'yitkadash v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, glorified, sanctified, celebrated, exalted, extolled, honored, adored, and the list of laudatory words goes on. It's incredible if you think about it, that this litany of long, lilting words is read in unison in some communities like ours. In others, the mourner reads alone, and the rest of the congregation responds with Amen, and maybe small sections of the prayer as well. Kaddish is traditionally recited with a minyan, a minimum of 10 Jewish adults. This helps the mourner to not feel alone and to be immersed in a community connected to faith, especially in a moment of loss when one's own personal beliefs in God or tradition might be wavering. A colleague shared this story. My husband's father died within a year of our wedding. On our honeymoon, we found ourselves on a remote Mediterranean island on his yahrzeit. My husband, of course, wanted to say Kaddish. While we were walking around the island, we happened upon a synagogue that had been turned into a museum. We went inside and went to where the sanctuary used to be. I boldly made an announcement asking if 8 other Jews were present and would join us for a moment so my husband could say Kaddish. The entire room walked over to us and joined us. It was extremely moving, and it made the experience of feeling a connection with world Jewry very, very strong. I'm sure some in this sanctuary have a story like this, but not everyone has such a beautiful connection with Kaddish. Rabbi Sharon Brous of LA Synagogue Yizkor tells of a skeptic whose father had died unexpectedly. He came to Rabbi Brous dismayed, angry, lost. In her book, The Amen Effect, Rabbi Brous recounts that the man asked her how saying Kaddish could possibly help him in his grief. Tried as she might, Rabbi Brous couldn't frame her answer in a way he could hear. Years later, she came up with this interpretation of what happens when one says Kaddish, which she wished she had had for that man when he came to her. She begins, "The mourner, tired, disoriented, teary, rises. The community stops its quiet chatter and looks as he begins slowly, almost in a whisper. The mourner says, 'I am in anguish.' In one unified voice, the community responds, 'Amen, we're right here. We see you.' The mourner takes a breath and continues, 'I don't know how to hold this pain.' Community says, 'Amen. We wish it could be different. I'm afraid I'll forget the sound of her voice, the smell of her hair. Amen. We will never let her disappear from this world. We will say her name and honor her memory. Amen. I can't do this alone. Amen. We're not going anywhere. We can't take your pain away, but we can cry with you, we can laugh with you. We can hear the same story as many times as you need to tell it. We can help you remember. Amen. Look around this sanctuary. There are many traveling a similar path of mourning. All who are here bear witness to your pain and pay testament to the memory of your loved ones as you do theirs. When we recite Kaddish later in this service, allow yourself to be carried by the rhythm of the language and by the community. That is the power of this time-honored prayer in a language that next to nobody speaks and most don't understand, which has brought comfort to Jews throughout the ages. And may it be so for you as well.